Good morning. We are live. Welcome to Hashtag Studios, everyone. RT Bear here. Yeah, oh man, this was monumental just getting to this point in the morning. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on here lately. One of the main things is the air conditioning went out the other day. So it's been hotter than hell in the studio. So finally got it fixed, although it's taken its sweet time to cool this room off. So it's still a little warm. I might have to call the technician back, have him look at it. But anyway, hope everybody's doing fine. Hope your week was good. We are at the end of it. And yeah, it's been a busy, busy week. The thing is, man, I always get to the end of the week and then I'm just, what the hell happened? Like, I don't feel like I got anything done. I've been working my ass off, but I don't see the results. And then, yeah, we got the cable guy here, so the dog is barking. Apparently, he doesn't like people in his backyard. I don't blame him. I'd be barking too if I could. Anyway, you guys, I hope you had a good week. Looking forward to the weekend. We got the 4th of July coming very, very soon. So I hope you guys are making your plans for that. And he's being very loud. You guys hear that? You guys can probably hear that. We got Edwin. We got Edwin. Hail peeps. Hey, on the Kings, I believe, gave you a little love, man, on the Ace. Yeah, that book looks great. So you guys go check that out. We got Cunto Hair, Bark Bark. Yeah, Bark Bark. He was good yesterday. We had a bunch of technicians in here working on the air. He was pretty good. If I'm down there, I can control him, but my wife can't. It's hard for her. He listens to me for some stupid reason. We got Joe Bernardo. What's up? Aloha Art. Yeah, you guys, this is Morning Hullaballoo. We're getting just under the wire for this. This is an interactive live stream. So I always just riff with you guys, hang with you guys. So any questions, anything you want to talk about the debates, I didn't watch them. I got the highlight reel, though it was pretty entertaining. We could talk about that. Also, I have a new campaign coming along. It's called Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. It is my art book, and I'll be showing that thing off, trying to get you educated, get you updated on what's going on in the house of the shack, or the shack of the house, or I guess it's like saying the same thing twice: house and shack, shack house, ink house in the shack without air conditioning, with a dog barking. It's a crazy day. Anyway, you guys, yeah, like last night, I guess they both got accused of lying. So Trump and Biden, both got accused of lying. I guess it just depends on what side you're more leaning towards, who lied worse. But I don't even think it really comes down to who's a bigger liar. They're all liars. These debates have always been filled with lies, empty promises, so on and so forth. Excuse me. But I think what comes across even more is that Joe Biden just isn't fit at all. Like, it's pretty sad to watch. He really should. He should just step down. He shouldn't have even went for the presidency to begin with 4 years ago. He wasn't doing well then, and he's declined considerable since. So I really think that for America and just for our faith in this country, I think he should just step down. I don't know who would step in that would be any better, to be honest. I don't think any Democrats that I've seen so far are any good. So I think it could possibly be a lateral move. I don't think most people believe that Joe Biden is in charge anyway. So there's that. Let's see what Travis Patrick. Hey, man, thank you so much for the super chat, $5. What do you think will happen if Biden administration steals the election again? Well, if there was an insurrection, those aren't my words. I don't know what, if there's a protest, which seemingly was a peaceful protest until, CIA or whoever the security was shot that girl in the neck. That was horrible. That was a crime and a half. Uh, but anyway, I don't know. I know there's people that casually throw out, "Oh, there's going to be a civil war. We're headed for a civil war," and they kind of just say it very not callously, but very casually, I guess. And for me, I just can't go there that easily. But having prefaced it that way, I do think that something is going to break. And what I would like to see personally is I'm kind of fixated on this whole tax thing, right? So, Donald Trump and the Republicans don't seem to be as polarized as far as like separating groups of people, right? So it's like left, right, or these people, those people. It seems like it's mostly coming from the Democrats, from the left, this division. So I've said it before. If they want to say half the country is deplorable, Nancy Pelosi or what's her name, Hillary Clinton has said that. They have, the news like CNN, these news networks have mirrored that. They've said that. MAGA Republicans, just all this derogatory stuff. So they're the ones, the Democrats are the ones that are creating the war. They're creating the tension. They're creating the problem by calling people names and separating the country. And so my thing is, if you're gonna be like that, you're gonna, Nancy Pelosi is gonna say, our, what does she say, like our way of life or whatever, our beliefs or our, whatever she said. I forget what she said, but she's referring to like her party, her group of people, the Democrats. And basically referring to the rest as just a bunch of scumbags. I don't think the rest of the scumbags, the MAGA Republicans, the deplorables, I don't think our tax money should go to the Democrats then. I think like if they're going to make this division and they're going to create this division in the country, but yet they're going to cash our checks, people that don't agree with them, even though they say they're supposed to represent all of America, not just the people that agree with them or go along with them. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. So if they're going to play that card, then I think we, the people, should be able to say where our taxpayer dollars go. So if there's a Republican in office, and I think then Republican dollars should go, to support that guy, and vice versa, because I don't think it's right if you're supposed to represent the entirety of the country and you only represent half of them, and then you call that half deplorables and derogatory names. Why should you spend our money? Like, what kind of effed up person are you where you could have that much contempt for somebody and then cash their check, right? You can spend our money. You can do whatever. We disagree with you. You're not representing us, but yet you feel entitled to our money. Well, I don't think you are entitled to our money. I don't know how we would do it, but I would like to see a war done with taxes. That's what I would like to see. I don't want to see brother against brother. I don't want to see communities, at each other. I think that we should do it with taxes. And I think that possibly, I mean, it seems like the right and left are in agreement with one thing. They hate the other half. So if that's the case, then none of us should pay our taxes. That should be our revolution, is just stop paying taxes. And then, be willing to pay the consequences, which would probably be jail time, the such, but in lieu of blood, in lieu of an actual, physical civil war, I think it might be the most peaceful way to do it. And then just send out to both sides, all the government, all of Washington, send out, we're not okay with any of this. Any of you clowns. This is retarded. So until you get your shit together and you decide to represent all of us, then you're not going to get any of our money, and you can jail us and you can do whatever, but it isn't going to change anything. I mean, at some point, you have to be willing to fight for freedom, right? Because it's not a guarantee. And I think as America right now, we are at that point. We are at that point that some tea has to go into the harbor. We are at that point that something has to be done, because Pamela brings up stories about this, that, or the other thing. I hear all these stories, like all these YouTubers are putting out this stuff and saying this happened, this happened. Joe Biden's not worthy of being the president. He's old, he's feeble, he's whatever. You hear all these stories, right? So I'm like, okay, so what? Everybody knows this stuff. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows Joe Biden's too old to be the president. Everybody knows on some level, even though they might not admit it, he's not calling the shots. Everybody knows this, right? But no change. Nothing's happened. Nothing's changed this outcome. So for me, it would be like, what are you going to do about it? Remember when you were a kid and somebody would start shit with you, or you start shit with them, and they'd say, hey, what are you going to do about it, right? What are you going to do about it? So at this point, that's where America's at. What are you going to do about it? That's the question right now. It's not whether these clowns are doing stuff against the law, doing whatever the hell they want, that's not even debatable anymore. It's fact, right? The border is not safe. There is a recession. Things are more expensive than they were. These are fact. Like, you can't debate them. Like anybody that's saying anything other than that, like prices haven't gone up, you're a freaking liar. You're a complete and utter liar. You can't say that, because it's not true. You can't say that Joe Biden isn't too old to be president. He is too old to be president. He's not necessarily in age. Like, oh, well, maybe they're an 80-year-old that is, sharp as a tack. Maybe they could be president. But this guy cannot. He is done. He's done with life. He should, I feel bad. Just retire. Just enjoy what's left of your existence. Stop with this craziness. But anyways, that's my 2 cents. I think that the revolution should be just withholding taxes. The taxes keep going up. The deficit keeps going up. These people are mismanaging our money. Pamela said the other day, or this morning, she said that in California they're taking U-turn signs out down. Gavin Newsom is, because it offends homosexuals or gay people. I don't even know. I don't even know what that means. I don't even understand any of it. But who cares, right? Who cares? So what's up? Is that Jeff? Yeah, things are not cooling down. It's taken forever. So if you want to talk, I got about an hour here. So anyway, I'll try to get through this with the stuff that's going on. That's our repairman, our air conditioning guy. His name's Jeff Walker, I think, and he's a good guy, and he'll fix everything for us. I'm talking about that U-turn thing that you told me about this morning.
Oh,
that's absurd. But like, what do I always say? I say, okay, this is happening. What are we going to do about it? Right? That's the big question right now. The big question is, what are you going to do? Right? We all know this is nuts. We all know that, the government is mishandling our funds and all that other stuff. But what are we going to do about it?
may I break in?
You cannot. This is my show. This is not your show. How dare you? Man, he opened the attic. I can feel the heat coming down already. Yeah, do you want to get into the shipping stuff and all the
Yeah, I
prices?
just wanted to let everyone know that a couple of days ago, I got notice that USPS is raising their rates twice in July 1st and the 14th, I think it is. And it does involve the way we send packages. So the priority mail, the weight based is going up, I think, $2, and I want to say
almost $3, right?
No, that one is that, and then the other priority is going up $3.11.
Okay.
And then media mail also is going up. So I just wanted to let everyone know that it's not us, raising.
The Oodles of Doodles will probably have higher shipping costs. What we spent an hour debating this the other day. We don't like any of this stuff. We don't like this. The shipping is already kind of, as far as I'm concerned, it's a little crazy. But the thing is, with the system, the way it's structured, these crowdfund platforms, our hands are tied. We have very little control of what is done. So most of the stuff is out of our control. And just so you guys know, when that total goes up, it looks like, oh, they made X amount of dollars. Just remember, the shipping comes out of that total, and so does the platform fees. And the platform fee comes out of the total. So that means 7 or 8% of all the shipping that is paid for, they're taking 8% of that.
Right.
So
right off the top.
Yeah, so they're actually taking money off the shipping.
Yeah.
So we debated, like, okay, do we compensate for that 8%? And then do we compensate? No. Yeah, do we compensate for the $3.11? For the shipping we use, rates. The shipping rates
going up.
And so then we were just kind of like, it just becomes ridiculous, because you look at the price of the book and you look at the price of the shipping, and the price of the shipping is starting to become almost what the book cost is. Yeah. And as far as the European, my heart goes out for you, but our hands are tied even more so, because customs, all that stuff, that's your government. We have nothing to do that. We don't even have a say in it. So we do feel horrible, because, like, if we ship to Australia, there could be 3 different Australian prices. What is it, like, even Canada? Like
Canada, they all do. UK, well, heck, even in America, depending upon where it's going, there are different rates. And there's no way to know, so we just have to take like a median and go with that. And we will not be using UPS again. They messed up one of our backers,
our good backers, and really messed them up
badly. And they're not easy to work with when they did this. So it's bureaucracy. It's all bureaucracy.
Yeah. So we were really frustrated, and so where we're at right this very minute, things change with shipping all the time, like every year, like
within the same year it can go up.
I know, but like two times per year, stuff like that. But almost as clockwork, it will go up next year. Like it will be more money. And so even like with Black and White Volume 2, when we launched the campaign, and then once we start fulfilling, the shipping prices had changed, so it was more money. So we were kind of eating that cost. And so what we're going to do with Oodles of Doodles is, are we going to split the difference, or what was it?
It was, the one was $3.11. The other was two whatever. We just raised our rates $1.
So we're going to take the $2.11 hit to try to keep the shipping reasonable.
Yeah.
So just know, you guys, I mean, we really do feel for you. It's just the way the system is. We have no control over it. So we're gonna take that hit. Sometimes the stuff, if you're lucky, it averages out. But to be honest, unless you really wanted to spend a whole day trying to figure out how it works and how, like if it actually evened out, with like some it might be more, some it might be less, and so if it all evens out at the end, but that would take an entire day to do the math to try to figure that out.
And it's minimal.
Right, and it's minimal one way or the other. Yeah.
We try to keep it fair for everyone. But I did want to let everyone know about that, and that, no more UPS. They're just, I don't know what happened to them. I've used them before, but so anyway, that's my news.
All right. Well, Danky Frankie says, are you guys considering digital comics? We got a lot of support in the chat, by the way, for everything that you're saying. So they understand. I mean, but the thing is, you understand up to a point. At one point, it financially, everybody has their own breaking point. And I hope we never get to that place. But anyway,
digital comics, I'm not good on the computer. So all that stuff, plus I'm old, guys. And so I like a book. I like
we like tangible product.
Yes. When I buy something, I like to hold it. I like to stick it in my back pocket and take it with me.
Wait, I got to read this real quick. Danky Frankie says, there's someone in your house behind you. Yeah, he's the air conditioning guy. He's a good guy. He's behind me, but he's got my back. All right. So continue. I just wanted to address that, so no one thinks like, I'm under attack or something.
So yeah, I mean, we never say never on anything.
It would solve some problems, but it also kind of creates others. So the price break on it is kind of good, but the sales, you usually don't get that many. You know what I mean? So it's usually a handful. So then, like Pamela says, you have to structure and set up everything so you can send all these emails out, these PDFs, right? These PDFs and all that. And then usually it's like, it's really not worth it. And both of us are I mean, if you look at the house, there's books everywhere. Like
we're both big book people.
We're book people. And so
if my thing too with digital is it can be printed out and just given to.
It can be stolen.
Right.
Yeah, it can be stolen. And so the thing is, it solves some problems because like overseas shipping, or like you can get rid of that as a potential problem, right? So we.
But then they don't get then they would have to not get any trading cards.
The stretch goal stuff, yeah.
Right, because it's just as much to mail that stuff overseas.
Yeah. So what would be the point?
Right.
You'd get a digital copy at a lower price, shipping.
No goodies.
But no goodies, and also just no physical book. And it's just kind of, the profit margin is such, I hate to talk like this, but it's so minimal that it doesn't really become worth it. And I know you guys are like, what do you mean? Like, there's no printing costs, there's none of that stuff, but it's just the headache of doing it. Like Pamela said, we're not like that. We're not digital people.
The computer and I have this relationship that when I am introduced to the computer, we bare our teeth at each other, the computer and I, and we go to our respective corners with our dukes up. So
yeah, every day I'm on this computer, I feel the same way. It's like I should just put my boxing gloves on and go to battle. But yeah, I think they get it.
Good.
For the most part, people, like Danky Frankie says, you got to think about your margins. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just a matter of going, we're going to put our this book up on Indiegogo and there it goes. It's really not that simple.
Yeah.
But we don't mind because one of Art's favorite things in life is knowing that his book, someone is reading it, someone's enjoying it, that makes us happy. Me mailing out these books makes me happy. I enjoy putting the pins and the trading cards, whatever.
She loves all the paraphernalia. She really loves all that
stickers. Stuff. Oh my goodness! I'll walk a mile for a sticker.
She's a sticker person. I'm a patch person. The like stitched up patches. I think those look so cool. And she's a sticker person. But the trading cards. I mean, we got quite a set of trading cards now with all the different campaigns. So we should actually do a trading card campaign where we just kind of, because we have not a lot, but we have a couple, in storage. So we could probably do something like that. That might be fun. But yeah, you guys, thank you for understanding.
Yes,
we just try to we try to stay transparent with stuff and let you know what's going on. So the shipping will be up by $1 with the Oodles, and also it'll be a little higher anyways because it's a bigger book, right?
Yeah, because I have to weigh the boxes, and the size of the box makes a difference.
Yeah.
An inch, you would not think that an inch difference in boxes would matter, but it does when you for the price. There was something else that I just thought of, and now, Sugarfoot.
That's her way of cussing. She doesn't cuss. I frickin' do, but she doesn't. She's held to a higher standard. She has discipline, which I do not. Hey, before you leave, can you turn that light on? It's getting kind of dark.
There was something I was there was something that entered my head that they needed to know, but.
Was it about the shipping?
Yeah, it was. All that mattered. It was. Oh well, it's gone.
We'll keep you guys in the loop.
Yes.
We still got. We're kind of running out of time with Oodles, so that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about is the pre-launch sign-up page. She's taken off.
Bye guys. Thank you.
Oh wait, Danky says profanity stream. So go ahead, lay one on us, Pamela.
Sugarfoot.
Sugarfoot.
Doggone it.
Doggone it, Sugarfoot. Oh darn.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah. She's. I mean, it's Sugarfoot. LOL. That's funny. Yeah. She's just got a different standard. Yeah, and I admire that. It's not mine, but it's somebody else's. And let me close some of these tabs. It's starting to confuse me. Yeah, you guys. So that's the shipping. The Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too campaign is pretty much ready to launch. We're sitting on it now, and we're going to come back to it with fresh eyes. I think I'm going to add an example for the 11x17 commission and the head sketch. So I'm going to throw some examples there so you can see, because those are higher tier prices, and I want to make sure that you see what you're getting roughly. I mean, it'll be different, but it'll be on that level of quality and everything like that. So Jiminy Crickets. Gosh darn it. Yeah, yeah. But yeah. So let me share this. Oh, let me make. I'm gonna do this real quick, so you guys can do this. So we have the pre-launch page. Let me paste this down. We got the pre-launch page. So here's the link right here. So click on that link, go there, give your email address, and you will get free stuff. So we are offering a mini print, a free exclusive mini print to this campaign. You will only be able to get this print with this campaign and with an early launch sign up. So click that link. It'll take you over to the Indiegogo pre-launch sign up page. You can sign up. It only takes a second. Do it now. Do it now. That's my Arnold impression. Go there, sign up, and then come back. I'll wait. Okay, I'm done. All right, and so I'm gonna do this. I don't have the site up yet, but I'm gonna show you guys the site. So let me do something real quick. Yeah. Okay. All right. I closed another tab. Screen share. Let's do some sharing here. Do. All right. What is this? Start campaign, draft. There we go. All right. So you should be seeing this. This is the Oodles and Doodles and other stuff too. This is work in progress. So, but this is the actual campaign. What it will roughly look like when it's all published. So, and we're going to publish this Monday in case things have changed. We got a lot of signups. We can always use more, but we got quite a bit. So I'm pretty confident that we could launch this thing Monday. I'm hoping on the Kings that will happen. And so that's Ethan Van Sciver's channel. We'll go there and have a big old party, and we'll probably do some drinking. Probably going to do some drinking and burn some mothers down. So it's going to be like fire. So this is Oodles and Doodles and other stuff too. Lavish hardbound art book showcasing the various creative sides of me. So yeah, here is the short summary. Pamela writes this stuff. I like her writing. Do you like comic book artwork? Are you a fan of pop culture? Do you like RT Bear's artistic style and renderings? If you said yes to any of the above questions, then this book is for you. So this will be the second printing of the Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. We completely sold out first time around, and I've had a lot of you since asking how you can get this book. And we used to offer it on the website, the Art by T Bear site, but we have sold out. So I'm not offering them anywhere. I got a handful of them for myself, but other than that, this book is pretty much sold out. And so we're going to re-offer it, but this one's going to have a little bit of a twist. So we're going to have some new pages in it, and a couple new, not just new pages like with new images, but actually a new page count. So it's going to have 2 new content pages included in the art book. And this is a beautiful book, you guys. It's a hardbound. It's oversized. It is 9 by 12. The pages are thick stock, glossy stock paper. It is 60 page, and it is going to rock your socks off. It looks so cool. And here is the quote. And I got this from Kevin Nolan, who is a living legend. A couple years back, we were doing, I think, a Smallville convention, and we were sitting across from each other. And I drew up this Batman image at the show and asked him if he had some time. It was a slow show, if he could ink this. And so this is his ink work, believe it or not, over my pencils. And these pencils look somewhat like this, but you can definitely tell Kevin did some stuff with it. I think the jawline is a little longer, and some of the rendering is different. But who am I? This is the great Kevin Nolan. He killed it on this, and this image looks fantastic. And so after the show, months after, we were launching this campaign. We put the book together and launched the campaign. And I asked him if he would do a quote that I could put in the liner notes of the book. And so he came up with this. So I don't know if you can read this, but in case you can't, I'll read it. I've been jealous of Art's inking for many years. He really makes beautiful lines. If you isolate them and disregard the context, they are still graceful and elegant. But he's not just an inker. He draws beautifully as well. I think that might explain half of the secret to his success. If he puts a shadow under the nose or adds a texture, he's sensitive to the underlying structure, so he doesn't make the mistakes you're likely to see from an inker who is just tracing the pencils. The other half, I have no idea. I've tried to make lines as elegant as his, and I fail every time. Kevin Nolan. So thank you, my friend. Kevin Nolan is one of the good guys for sure. Very generous with his time, and I'm so grateful that he put these into words, his thoughts into words. So thank you so much, Kevin Nolan. I owe you. So here are some of the examples of the interior pages. So these are all kind of double pages. So this is the left and right page. So everything's laid out like a double page spread. So you're going to get some crossover artwork, like the Gigantor will cross over the spine. So here we obviously got Captain Kirk. We got Mandy Summers and Dale Keown's Gem Shock there in the lower left corner. We have a character named Cyberfrog. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that character. That's Ethan Van Sciver's creation, and just fantastic. And so this Gigantor image was Mike Mignola pencils. It's the only real ink job that's in the book that's just an ink job that aren't my pencils. But I really, really like the way these things came out. And I guess Mike was doing these for charity, some kind of charity. And so he was posting these on his Facebook. And he would post them like every week or every couple days. And I was like, wow, these things are cool. And they were in pencils. So I was like, I was slated at different times of my career to ink Mike, but I never got to really ink him. I think there was a Gambit job at one point that I was supposed to ink from his pencils. And that was in the like early 90s or whenever it was. And so I just kind of got the creative bug, and I got this idea of adding gray tones to it. So those are like ink washes. And so I inked it up. I added some ink wash to it, and it came out fantastic. So it looks really good in the book. The image is a little small here, but in the actual published book, it'll be bigger, and you'll be able to see it, as clear as day. And then the lower right-hand corner, I'm so thankful that John Malin let me use his graveyard shift character. I think it's Lilith. I think there's a Lilith and a Lilith in Comicsgate. So yes, you guys, there are going to be some CG characters in this book. So that's where it kind of is going to veer from the original. So I'm kind of taking some of the old out and adding some new stuff. So stuff that represents me more of what I'm doing now versus, when the book was originally published or printed. So then we got the cable from, I think it was 92 or 93 when I was doing that series for Marvel Comics. And so this is an old original that I had. I was looking over some originals. This was years ago. And I was like, well, there's a lot of people digitally like re-inking or cleaning up old work. So I just started playing around with like digitally re-inking this thing. And I liked it so much. I was like, well, let's throw some contemporary colors on this thing and see what it would look like. So a buddy at the time was Thomas Mason. I think since he's kind of had a problem with some political stuff, Comicsgate, things like that, which is a shame because I would still like to work with him. He's really, really talented. I don't think like those guys. I don't really don't let politics get into my working relationships or even friendships. I'll only really be defensive or whatever if I'm being attacked. I usually don't, preemptively go, I can't hang out with you because you're a Democrat or whatever the hell it would be. I think that's completely silly. So anyway, he did some beautiful color work on that piece. Like I said, I still like to work with the guy, but I can't control it. I mean, he's the one that drew the line. So also, you guys, there's some fun stuff in here. There's IP that's going to be in the book. So Hit was a show, like a cartoon show that I came up with a partner, and and we did this in like a week. We put this whole thing, the Bible and all these concepts and like drawings and everything done in a week. And so I sent it to Adult Swim, Cartoon. That's Cartoon Network. I had a contact at Cartoon Network that was a big fan of the stuff I was doing. So actually, she's the one that pitched it to Adult Swim, which I think is Cartoon Network. It's been a while. And then I sent it, I think she sent it, or my agent sent it over to Spike TV and one of these other kind of more adult oriented networks to see if we could get something to fly. And I got a handwritten letter back from Cartoon Network. It was the main guy, I don't remember his name, that ran, Adult Swim. And he said, "This is brilliant. We love it. It's absolutely hilarious, but it's a little too out there. It's not PC enough." So even they wouldn't touch it. So I didn't think it was that bad, but apparently they did. So they passed on it. But I got a lot of traction. So the pitch made the rounds actually, like in Hollywood. So there were people that were calling me and saying, "Oh, we really liked this hit idea." I started working on it as a screenplay and got as far as just a treatment together. And but that's about as far as it got. I think it was like a live action idea. I was talking to, is it Lionsgate? I forget the company, but I had a lady there that really liked the idea, and she was kind of, you got to get those people that really trumpet, your cause, and she was that person. So she was really trying to get some stuff going with Hit, and apparently, nothing really happened. But I do have these great character designs. I think it's way outside the box for me. It's not a comic book style per se, but this is an example of what you're going to get in the book. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff like this that goes, outside the box. Shows the different sides of my skill level. So here is the great Billy Tucci's character She. And so some of these are going to be like work in progress stuff. So there's like the thumbnail, the pencil thumbnail. Sometimes I'll take the thumbnail and I'll ink it up. I'll tighten it up. You can obviously see there's some changed backgrounds in the inked version, and then the finished version on the far right, which is a full page splash. I mean, it's going to look fantastic because, like I said, this is an oversized art book. So these images are going to be big. So that's some of the interiors, you guys. So there's going to be quite a bit of Comicsgate work in there. So there's going to be Marvel, DC, Image, and various Dynamite stuff. Just a bunch of different publishing companies, different characters, all kinds of fun stuff in there. And so then we're going to do some prints. So once again, talking to Del Keown, he signed off on letting me use this image as a pit print. That's hard to say. Got to slow down a little bit. So yeah, I thought this image came out really cool, and so we're going to offer that in a couple tiers. So there's 2 tiers that it's always going to be featured in, and that's the first or the second tier, and I'll go over the tiers in a bit, and then the jam tier. And then if you sign up early, you're also going to be let in on the campaign before it launches. So then you can get in early, and we're going to have some early bird specials. So you can get in there before the early bird sells out. And the cool thing about the early birds that we have is you'll get this pit print for free. So with, like if you sign up right now for the pre-launch, you're not just going to get a free print exclusive to this campaign, but if you back that early bird campaign, you'll get this pit image as well. So that's going to be cool. This will be signed as well. So over in this like right hand lower corner underneath the pit logo, there'll be a signature in there. So all these tiers come, all these prints, all the books, everything comes signed. And the book also is signed and numbered. So it's going to be limited. And it'll probably be, the print run will be about 500. So it'll be limited to 500. So here is kind of like a cool preview print. Like this is going to be a character that's going to be in the new black and white story arc, which is volume 3, actually. And it's going to be called Sins of the Father. So this is the new big bad, and her name is Juju. And so we got the 30th anniversary logo there. So 30 years of black and white. This is the 30th anniversary this year is. So 30 years ago in 94, Black and White was born. Image Comics, Extreme Studios. Rob Liefeld gave me an opportunity, and I took it. So, 30 years later, we're still telling stories about black and white, and we're still creating mythology. So I think this is going to be a pretty cool print for this campaign, and it's just a nice little. It kind of works as promo for the upcoming campaign, but it also is it's just a neat collectible, man. So if you're a fan of good comic book art or a fan of black and white, it'll be neat for you to pick this up, hang it up on your wall, whatever you do. What I like about a lot of these prints, somebody told me at a con, I asked him, like, what do you do with all these prints? Because he was like buying a bunch of them. And he said, I buy those art books that you can get at art galleries. And those little like Mylar sleeves, the 11 by 17s and even the smaller prints fit perfectly in there. So like the 11 by 17s, you could build like your own art book basically by using these, I don't know, the portfolio books or whatever. I don't know what they're really called. And then they make smaller ones that you could do the mini prints in. So just an idea, you guys, if I was, hardcore collecting these days, that's what I would do. And you could basically make your own comic book art coffee table book. So I think that air conditioning guys fixed it because it's cooling off. It's cooling off big time here. So that's awesome. So yeah, so we're going to have a set A where we're going to have 3 of the 8.5 by 11 prints offered. So we're going to have the Red Sonja print, and we're going to have the Mary Jane print, and then we're going to have the Voodoo, the Wildcats character print. And so that will come with the book. So that tier will be set A, and it will come with the book. And keep in mind, you guys, all of this stuff will be signed. All the prints and the book is signed and numbered. So here's the B set. So we got Harley Quinn looking cute, but dangerous. We have the Nightwing print, all colored up by Thomas Mason, by the way. Just beautiful work. Actually, no, he didn't do the Sonja piece. And then we have a Wonder Woman based on, it's a comic book version of Gal Gadot. So there's some Gadot-isms there. And of course, you get the signed and numbered book. So here's what I want to get into a little bit more detail. So we got the head sketch tier. So these are 30th anniversary black and white commemorative images. So these will be on the fly leaf of the book. So if you back this tier, you can get either the black image or you can get the white image. And you can have that drawn on the fly leaf of the book. There's also a tier where you can get both of them. So what you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I am going to add to the campaign. I'm going to do an example of the 11 by 17 commission, and I'm going to do an example of the head sketch commission. So that's the main campaign, like images in the campaign. So then we have the tiers. So we have the Oodles of Doodles book. It's $40, and that will be signed and numbered. And then we have this tier, which is going to have the pit print. And so this is also signed and numbered, and the pit image will be signed. So you can get that. And like I said, there's only going to be two tiers that you can get the pit image. And then we have the Oodles book plus the 11 by 17 Juju 30th anniversary, black and white anniversary print. So you can get that. And then we have the set A tier. So you can get that. Once again, everything signed and numbered book. And then you can get the B tier. And then the shipping also, you guys, I'm going to do December 24th of this year. So it will be, I'm really hoping that we can get these out before Christmas time. So these could be, but don't hold me to it. These could be cool Christmas presents. So if there's anybody out there that's listening and their friends, neighbor, loved ones are into art books, comic book art books, then this could be a cool Christmas present. So we kind of went with like a worst case scenario, which is the end of the year, but we're really hoping to get it done early because this book is done. All I have to do is add the new images and the 2 new pages. Actually, the 2 new pages are going to be those she pages. So that's the 2 new pages. So it would take me maybe a day to put it all together, and then as long as it takes to get it printed out. So hopefully the campaign can heat up quickly, that we can get some good numbers up, which will give us confidence as far as print numbers, and then we can get this thing out quickly to the printer. So the faster we can do that, the quicker we can get it to the printer. So we're really going to try our hardest to get this book to you guys as quickly as possible. So here's the early bird that I was talking about. So this is basically the set A tier with a free pit image. So you can see like set A is $70 with the print, with all the 3 prints, and the early bird is that same price. So you get a free pit image for set A and set B. So we might want to do an early bird for the 6 prints and 11 by 17. Now that I look at it, I thought we did actually. Hold on. No, we don't. Okay, so maybe I'm going to write that down. So you guys can get in and early bird this 6 plus 11 by 17 early bird. So we'll throw in the pit print for that one as well. So then you can get basically all of the prints that are included in the campaign. And like I said, you sign up, you get in there early before these sell out, because both the A and B print early bird set there's only going to be 20 of those. So 20 of the A, 20 of the B. So those will sell out pretty quick. I'm hoping. Like, I really don't know what this campaign is going to do. So I'm really hoping I can get some support on this. You guys, doing the guerrilla marketing, tweeting it out, all that kind of stuff. Sharing on your social media that this thing is going. And so here's the flyleaf sketch. So these are going to be 190. As you can see, these are very, very detailed drawings. So, and they're like drawing them on the flyleaf and trying to get consistency is pretty tough. I've done this before and I pretty much nailed it. So I can do it. It's just really kind of tough. It takes a lot of focus. So then we got the head sketch of Black. We got the head sketch of Whitney Sung, aka White, and those are going to be limited too, you guys. So we're only going to offer 5 of the Black, 5 of the White. If they go quickly, I might bring it back, but it's really going to depend because the more drawing I have to do, the more time it's going to take to get these books out. So these still have December shipping dates. I think some of the more intricate drawing tiers are going to have, they're going to be longer. So just if you're back in the tier, just look at the shipping dates. Okay, so this is the Oodles with 9x12 and the head sketch. So this comes with the book, signed and numbered, and original 9x12 head sketch. So this is the head sketch that I was talking about that I don't have an example for yet in the site, but I'm going to post that today. So that'll be that, and that's going to be limited to 5 as well. So the flyleaf with both the black and white image on them is $340, but we have 10 of these offered. So this is going to be a little bit more intricate. You can see by the little image that I've incorporated the circuitry to accommodate both images. So it looks pretty damn cool, you guys. It looks really awesome. So I'm real happy with the way the design came out. And also these guys, I mean, the reason it's the 30th anniversary is this is the new design. So this is the helmet design that's going to be featured in volume 3 of Black and White. So here's that jam. So this basically has everything. So it has the Oodles book. It has the pit print. It has the flyleaf image of Black and White. It has the prints all signed up. It has the black and white commemorative 11x17 print. That's the Juju print. And then it has all 6 prints. So this has everything plus the flyleaf black and white image. So if you look at all the stuff and you're having a hard time like figuring it out, this is the tier. And I do believe that some of these, like the jam tier, is discounted. So for spending a little bit more money, you'll be rewarded with a little bit of a discount. And so here, last but not least, is the 11x17 commission. So this will be on 11x17 Bristol board, pen and ink, and it will be like cover quality, like what I would do for Marvel or DC. So that's pretty much the campaign, you guys. So click that link. I'll put it back in the campaign or in this live stream when I come back. And click that, sign up, and you will be eligible for that exclusive mini print. And also you will be notified early so you can get those early bird specials. So thank you guys. I know it's a lot, but I want to kind of go over it so you guys know what the camp. Look at how dark it is. Light keeps changing in here. Let me see, maybe if I turn this a little bit more this way. But yeah, I want to let you guys know what, the campaign is basically going to be, so you can kind of allocate funds or just kind of build some hype. And like I said, if you guys could share on your social media. So I just put the link in the description. So go sign up. Most are much appreciated. Let me see. I'm going to catch up with you guys in the chat. I feel rude. I don't feel like I'm a good host here. Let me see. Joe Bernard says, Art, you told me to ask another time what happened between you and Dan Panosian. Well, Well, I'll get into it. I got a lot of people after this, but we'll be behind in the chat. It'll be okay. So Dan and I, in the early days, the early '90s, he was an inker coming up the ranks. I think I already had, gosh, I don't know how many years on him. But when I met him, I was already working on the X-Men. I think I was working on Superman and the X-Men at the same time. So he lived in Florida. He would come visit here, and there was a mutual friend. His name was Mark Pasilla, who lived in New York. So we met at a show. We all three of us got along really, really well. We all had the same, sensibilities and all that stuff. And so Mark Pasilla, Dan Panosian, and myself were like the three amigos, and had a ton of fun for years and years. And so Dan started having some problems, or Mark had problems. Actually, Dan, I'll just say it, Dan screwed over Mark Pasilla. And so that was the first early warning sign that Dan was maybe not on the up and up. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but Mark was behind schedule. Dan was supposed to ink this cover that Mark was supposed to pencil. Mark didn't get the pencil done on time. So the editor, I guess, was talking to Dan. And so then Dan said that he could pencil and ink the cover and get it to him that day. So the editor, I guess, was in a bind and decided to take Dan up on his offer. One could say, well, that's good career management. That's shrewd business move. You know what I mean? Dan got a cover out of it that he wouldn't have got any other way. All that, right? But it's his friend. So he screwed over his friend, took the job out from under him. And I guess, Mark said he could have got the thing done, or he could have talked to the editor or something. I don't really remember the details, but that put a rift between Dan and Mark. So Mark, he couldn't hang with that. So then it was the two amigos. So it was Dan and I, or Mark and I, but it wasn't the three of us anymore. And so years later, smash cut to Comicsgate, right? So I started hanging out with Ethan, Mike Miller, what's his name, Mitch Bratweiser, the early Comicsgaters, and Kelsey Shannon, just having a good time, just doing comic books. There was a culture war, but it didn't really seem at that time, like, to me, as epic as it became, right? It just seemed like, okay, it's a bunch of guys that have a lot in common as far as life, as far as politics, things like that, and that there was some of the canceling going on. But personally, I had not seen any of that in the industry. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I didn't see it. So I started hanging out with those guys. I heard Ethan's story, heard Mike Miller's story. I heard Mitch's is heartbreaking, Mitch Brotweiser, and it was all over the Trump election, which is crazy to think. Like, there's it's friend against friend, people that have worked together for decades, years, excuse me, are at each other, just because of that. And all of it was coming from one direction. It wasn't coming from, the more conservative direction. It was coming from the progressive. Those were the people in the industry that were drawing the line. Those were the ones that were causing the rift. It wasn't the other side. I can say that with all confidence. And so I'm trying to listen downstairs. The air guy is still here. And so smash cut to, I did a live stream with Ethan, and I think Cecil was on it and some other people. And so there was a joke that was made. And so it was a joke about cancer, about this person having cancer. I don't really remember the joke. I don't remember how bad or insensitive it was, but I didn't make the joke, and I got accused of laughing at the joke, which if you watch the whole video, I don't laugh at the joke. And so God, I forget her name, Heather Antos, one of these like milkshake people. You guys know this stuff better than I do. But anyway, she had posted that video that was edited. So I think one of the guys makes the joke, and then it cuts to me laughing, which isn't the way it happened. And so then that goes viral, and she wouldn't let me respond. So I was, whatever they call that, I couldn't respond, so I couldn't say anything. So I didn't even know about it until one of you guys let me know, and you guys said that Fabian Niciesa had retweeted this person's X, post. And so then I was like, okay, let's see how bad it is. So Fabian, I know Fabian. I've worked with Fabian. I would say we were acquaintances at best, not necessarily friends, right? Fabian has thrown me under the bus prior to this, so I don't expect much from him. He's very opportunistic, and so he writes this thing like, how dare me do better art or whatever the hell it was, right? Laughing at somebody's cancer is horrible. And so then I'm looking at all the people dogpiling in the comments. And so, it's like a Patton Oswalt, the stand-up. He retweeted it and he made a stand against me. Never met the guy. I thought he was an okay comedian. I bought some of his stuff. I'll never support him again. And then I think even Ordaway, I don't know where Ordaway, I really don't know. It seems weird that he would get involved, but he kind of dogpiled on me. And then, of course, Dan Panosian. There were a lot of other people too, but Panosian was a guy that I really considered a friend. Like, when his dad passed, we talked. When my family passed, we talked. Went to his sister's wedding. I knew all of his family, his mom, his dad, his sisters, all that. I'd been to all his places. I helped him find a place when he moved to California, look for, a house. So I drove him around, like I considered us friends. And so then, he dogpiles and basically, says, how dare me for doing what I did, kind of thing. So then you go, well, okay, all right. So then I thought maybe if I talk to Dan, I could work it out. So I said, and I talked to Pamela. Pamela has cancer, sadly, horribly. She has leukemia, and so she has some symptoms, fatigue and things, but it's not where she can't function. She just has times, and so most of the stuff does increase over time and things like that. Not everybody, it won't take everybody, but it can. So anyway, we're sympathetic to cancer. It took my dad, like I know people, I'm not gonna make a joke out of it for sure. And so then what he did, or when I was talking to Pamela, she said, you can post it, say that I would never laugh because my wife has cancer. And so then I was like, okay, well, I'll do this, right? Thinking that it would clear the air, like it would just end the argument or discussion. And so then Dan just goes, he just keeps going. He just keeps going with it. And I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, just back off. Just back off. Just stop. And he didn't. And so then it went on. And so then he contacted Ethan and he said, talk to Art, tell him to back off, because if he doesn't, then it's going to escalate. And so Ethan tells me this, and I'm thinking escalate. So if I shut my mouth, then everything's going to be fine. So I have some major dirt on that guy that I didn't even talk about here, and I'm not going to. It's always going to be my ace in the hole. So if any of those guys, those left-wing ideologues, that's the best, or that's the best way I can refer to them as, continue, then I'm going to defend myself and I'm going to tell those stories. So that's the Dan Panosian story. It broke my heart because he also told Ethan that we're not friends and we haven't been for decades. And I was like, well, when did that happen? I never knew that. I never got the memo from him, none of that stuff. So it was interesting, and I think when these kind of things happen, you realize who your friends are, who your real friends are and who they're not, So that was the Dan Pano story. So I hope you understand, and I hope that covered everything. So let's catch up in the chat. We got Mike Wilson, Hale, Art and Crew. Citizen Rona says, I'm looking forward to getting this. I've had to be thrifty with my cash this year, but this is on my list. Thank you so very much. It will be worth it. It'll be amazing. The book looks great. I mean, it's already been printed once, and this book is fantastic. I mean, it is top quality. And a real quick story, the printer of this book, everything, all the connections I had to put this book together were all furnished by Humberto Ramos. So there are some great people that work in this industry, left, right, indifferent, who cares, right? But I was talking to him about his art books. He puts out these fantastic art books. And I just asked him some details. So he hooked me up with this printer. He told me all the specs, everything. So basically, this book exists because of Humberto's generosity. Just really, really helped out. And also, he was a major contributor to the campaign. And when I mean major, I mean major. He didn't back a tier or anything, so his name wasn't up on anything. He did it anonymously, but there are some really amazing people in this comic book industry, you guys. I've had the fortune of working with them, so one bad apple could spoil the bunch, but I try not to dwell on that. And I have no control over it. So like what Dan did, Panosian did, I have no control over it. If those guys want to come at me, then I'll defend myself, but I'm not going to preemptively go after them. I'm not going to give them anything. If just because the way I lean politically or who I vote for or whatever is enough to make them crazy and stop being my friend, that's a decision they make. That's not a decision I make. I think we should all be able to get along. Was that Squibs? Kevin Nolan is amazing. Can spot his inks a mile away. I know. He's so amazing. Joe Bernard says the great Nolan over amazing T Bear. I think he like Kevin. How does Kevin Nolan spells his name different than Graham Nolan? Let me see. He spells it. Oh yeah, like Nowlan. Yeah. How does Kevin or how does Graham spell his name?
Yes.
So I think Graham spells his name without the W. So I think Kevin spells his name with the W. Not that I'm trying to criticize you, but just so like people know. So if you say Nolan, you can tell by the spelling. Don Ringel. Hey, Art, I'm jealous of Art's 50,000-year lifespan. I wish every day had more hours in it because I'd get more done, hopefully. His 80s covers are iconic, especially the Fender stuff. Yeah. everything. It gets a little wonky sometimes as anatomy, but I like the wonk. Like I like that everything he does. I can't criticize any of it. I love the really stylized background. I love his hatch work. I love everything. I love the way he exaggerates. Awesome. I think he's talking about hopefully Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too, which is you haven't signed up, please do so. The times they is a changing. Yeah. And you know what? I might be an older guy, but I'm changing towards the times. What I'm doing right now, this crowdfund platform, independent of the mainstream, this is the place to be. Even if your politics are in line with the publishing companies, it's still the place to be. If you can self-motivate and you're prepared to wear all these hats and you're prepared to learn something new every day. Like every day, I learn something new because what I do relies on it. Like I have to, I gotta figure out how I can StreamYard connect to my Photoshop, if that's even possible moving forward, or I'll have to figure out another way because I want to start doing these from the T-Bear Vault shows. But I can only do those if I can share artwork with you guys. And I don't really know how to do that unless I do it the way I used to. And it won't allow me to anymore. So this is stuff like what Pamela was talking about early on with like, the PDFs and stuff like that. It's just, for us, it's harder, because we're older. And to be honest, I don't care. I have no desire to be a tech guy. I like the tangibility of drawing and inking and all that stuff. Hey, Trevor Cameron, speaking of Hack Shack Studios, which I was not. Trevor used to work Hack Shack, just a really, really good assistant, brilliant background artist. And he posts on Facebook, I know, his own artwork, which is pretty cool. Hit is still a great idea. Yeah, Trevor was there for all that stuff, so I appreciate it, especially in this PC culture time. That concept would never fly. Never, ever. Yes, done. Like button, hit it hard. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. He's not an Adult Swim anymore. Laszlo, I mean. Mike Laszlo, okay. Yeah, that sounds real familiar. I can't do it. You want me to try? I'll probably say something really bad if I do. Pit print. If I say it faster, I'll screw it up. Pit print. Cecil's girlfriend. I know her name is Juju. Just a funny coincidence. No relation. Yeah, no relation. This Juju is too old for us, Cecil. Yeah. And she's really, really evil. That Juju piece and colors remind me of Bisley. Oh, sweet. I dig the Biz. Incredible art. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Like fire. Look at the set of double D's on me on that first set. Double D's on that first set. Are you talking about Mary Jane? Probably. Let's see. Gal Gadot was Prager's while filming her first Wonder Woman movie. Sorry, guys, my bad. Sometimes you just have information you have to share. I understand. A great looking project. Thank you so much, Dunn. I appreciate it. Yeah, Early Bird, the one with all the prints too. Yeah, okay. I'll do that then. Oh, damn. When does the campaign start? Monday, this coming Monday. I do believe that's the 1st. So Pamela doesn't want to do it then because of the 4th of July, but we'll have 3 days, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, before the 4th of July. And maybe people will be so relaxed from celebrating our independence that they might back a book. So that's where we're going to be. So we're going to launch, most likely, if everything goes the way it should, we'll launch the campaign early Monday, early-ish, somewhere, between 10 and noon, probably. And then we'll have the big, I'll be 24/7, getting the word out, and then we'll have like a big push, hopefully on the Kings Monday night. So, like I said, there's a lot of variables. I'm relying a lot on other people, but we'll see how it all goes. So that's kind of the idea at this point. So Dunn says the Three Dog Night song, Black and White song, runs through my mind, and I blame art for it. It doesn't make a difference if you're black or white. Yeah, baby. Yeah, here's the link. You guys click it, go sign up. Dan Jurgens, interesting. Golden rules always applies. Yes. Early bird, CG. Yeah. Let's see. Dunn says, oh, it's clear the left is the aggressive side doing the bullying on CG. And not just CG, man, just everybody. Fabian Niciesa is mediocre talent at best. Yeah. He never inspired me. Fabian was decent with New Warriors, but he's what you see when you look up average in the dictionary. Yeah, I think going after somebody's work is what it is, but I think what he did personally, like crossing that line, making an enemy, it's crazy. He later gave a half-ass apology to me on a private message. Like I said, it was a half-ass, and the thing is, that's it. I'm never going to be close to him, and I'll probably never say anything good about him, ever. But I didn't start the war. There's another song for you, Dunn. We didn't start the fire. It's always been burning since the world's been turning. Too bad. I started reading comics largely with X-Men and X-Force in early 90s, which Fabian wrote. Of course, in those days, I knew nothing about writers. Hey, you know what? If you enjoyed his writing, that's fine. That's great. I don't have a problem with that. Let's see. Laughing involuntary anyway. Being mad at what someone laughs at is absurd. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of a nervous laugher anyway, so. But I guarantee you it wasn't a har. At best, it was mild amusement, and it was probably, if it did, probably nervous. But I've had some friends. I'm not that tech savvy, and they actually sent me clips of the whole thing, and I don't laugh. So it was edited on her part or whoever's part. Yeah, it was. And you know what the thing is? It's like breaking up with a girlfriend or something. Like it comes in waves, or losing a loved one. The reality it sets in over time. So it wasn't like, oh, he did this, that's it, I'm no longer his friend. It took me some time to get over it. Joe says, art, no matter the rise in mailing, I'm there for you and Pam's projects. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And let's hope, man, that it doesn't go crazy or too much crazier. When they go low, I go high. Yeah, that's all you can do, right? Take the high road. Does not. People say pit print too fast sounds like, like how Joe Biden talks. Oh, I get it. I thought it sounded like you're saying Joe Biden. Pit print, print. Yep. Sounds just like Joe Biden. That's how people should do impressions of Joe Biden moving forward. Yeah, I got cojones. You know what the thing is? I don't mind embarrassing myself publicly. Art, Captain Kirk, and Jubilee have a Travis vibe. If it is, it's completely unintentional. Let's see what Trevor says. Trevor Cameron. I need to look for it, but I have black and white profile sketches you did back in 94, 95. Got them from you when 14-year-old me went to a signing you did in Bellflower promoting the original run. Oh, cool, man. That'd be interesting to see. I should still have most of that stuff, but just finding it is crazy. Ah, great time to release Oodles with a bang. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. Oh no, later Monday would have been better for me. I have to remember to jump on the campaign ASAP. Oh, for the early birds? Well, I don't know. I mean, if they sell out quick, and I don't, I always keep things chambered. I try to play chess, have other, ulterior places I can go. But we may, if it sells out quickly, those early birds, we may reoffer them, post them up again, but they won't be at the same price. So, like, let's just say, for the sake of argument, the pit print. Okay, so you get it for free. So you're getting the print, and you're not paying for it, but the print is $10. So what we could do is split the difference. So we could reinstate the tier with a $5 extra charge. So then we can accommodate maybe some people that come in later. I do have a feeling, since they are low, that they will sell out quick, even if we reinstate it. But that's just an idea. I wouldn't count on that happening, but it's an idea of how we can kind of keep. I want to make everybody happy, and I want to be as fair as possible. But obviously, the early bird is there to encourage people to sign up and to get in as quickly as possible, so we can get the numbers up. And the higher the numbers get, they go up quickly, then it goes higher up in the algorithms. So we get more attention from Indiegogo. So that's why getting in early, backing, stuff like that is good for the campaign, because it goes higher up on the algorithms with Indiegogo. So I'm going to be wrapping this up, you guys, fairly soon. Oh, cool. Yeah, send away. Joe and I talk from time to time privately. He's a good guy. Oh no, Billy Joel taking over the Three Dog Night song. We should do like one of those where they mix the two songs together. Ooh, and then just throw in Michael Jackson's "Doesn't Make." That would be like the hook. Doesn't make a difference if you're black or white. And then it could be going, but we didn't start the fire. I don't know, something like that. They usually find like some kind of common thread, and then they have like a backbeat and a speed, I think, that combines the two songs. I think that's how they do it, but I'm not sure. Dunn says, to be fair, Chris Claremont's writing was top tier. I don't know anything about where Claremont stands personally. I hope he isn't a jerk. I want to say some of the older guys understand, like, just don't, in private conversation, don't really talk about this stuff too much. And the only reason I really do is to try to defend myself. And because I'm not trying to sell anything. Like, you guys want to vote for Biden, vote for Biden. I mean, I'm a freedom guy, right? You want to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. Exercise your freedom, get out there, vote, before even these rights are taken away from us. Become part of, as much as you can, the process, the electoral process. Just stuff like that. I got a platform. It's not huge, but if there's an injustice, like sometimes I'll get up and I'll pontificate, from time to time. I don't mind doing that, but I try not to make things personal. That's always been the thing. Like you can rib with your friends, kid around, but the good friends and the cool friends are the ones that don't go for the jugular, right? They'll kid around, they'll make it personal, but they won't go too far. They know where the parameters are and they won't go any further. Those are good friends. The friends that will just go for the jugular time after time, you don't want to hang out with those people. And I just think like I just don't want to get into those kind of situations with people. you know let's see. We could do another drum solo stretch goal. I had Pedro Eng tell me how I could hook the drums up, and I could kind of mix the sound so it sounds better on the internet, but it costs money to set up mics and stuff like that. So, I mean, just for a stretch goal like that, I don't want to make it that big of a deal. I could do it if you don't mind, getting your ears, blasted. But I have a friend local here in Texas, and he plays drums for a pretty established church here, and he's a musician. That's how he makes his living. So he plays gigs, and he teaches music, and he's got all this equipment. I actually sat in and recorded some drum tracks for some of his friends, and he's a good guy. And I don't know, maybe I could do a drum solo. Maybe I could go there since his equipment is all his drum kit. It's like a studio. So it's all isolated and stuff like that, and it's mic'd. And man, when you hear the drums through the headphones, holy crap. He's got a smaller kit, which I feel like I'm going to break because my kit is huge. But it sounds incredible the way it's mixed. It sounds enormous. So maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do a drum solo as a stretch goal. Art said time after time. Cyndi Lauper song incoming. That's a really amazing song. Past Master, what took you so long? How do you chat? Aloha Art. What's up, my friend? So I'm gonna beat you to it, Past Master. I'm putting a link to my Indiegogo pre-launch sign-up page. It's Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. This is my new campaign, which will be going live Monday, July 1st. But in the meantime, you can click this link, go over, sign up. Everybody that signs up will have access to early bird specials. You'll get in earlier for access to those. No guarantees. And you will get, with a backing, a mini print, an exclusive mini print to this campaign. So at this point, you're not out anything. So go there, sign up. There's the Past Master that we know and love. Thank you very, very much. So I'm going to wind down. We're an hour past lunchtime. I got to feed my lovely wife. So, thanks again, Past Master Dan. Yeah, this is a link to my art site. So if you want, you can you can buy original artwork. So very, very good. Those are also in the description. So if you want, you can click those if you're not hanging out in the chat, I guess. But anyway, thank you, man. I'll tell her you guys said so. Always makes her feel good. All right, you guys. I'm probably at this moment in time, I'm thinking I'm gonna bug you guys a couple more times over the weekend. To get as we get closer to the launch date, which is the 1st. So I'll keep you guys updated on how things progress. And also, I'll show off some of those 11 by 17s for the commission, and I'll show some of those headshot commissions, what those could potentially look like. So, hey, no problem, man. You're here now. That's all that matters. I will, Danky. You guys are the best. Thank you. Enjoy your Friday. Go out, do something Friday night. Take your funny little honey out. Have a good time. Have an enjoyable weekend. And I'll probably see you over the weekend, you guys, because I got to get this word out, man. I got to promote. All right. More hullabaloos indeed. All right, you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful